The Story of Ruth, Ruth 1:1 through 4:22. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land. So a man named Elimelech, his wife Naomi, and their sons Mahlon and Chilion left their home in Bethlehem and went to live in the country of Moab. But Elimelech died, leaving Naomi with their 2 sons. The sons were married to Moabite women named Orpah and Ruth. But after about 10 years, the sons died too, leaving Naomi with her 2 daughters-in-law. Then Naomi decided to go back home because the famine was over. She didn't want Ruth and Orpah to spend their lives following an old lady around, so she told them to go back to their homes. Ruth and Orpah were both really sad. But Orpah was clearly not that sad because she went home really quickly. Ruth decided that she and Naomi were going to be the most iconic mother and daughter-in-law duo the world had ever seen, so she refused to leave. Then Ruth decided to mold her entire life around Naomi, saying, "Where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Where you die, I will die. There I will be buried." Somehow, Naomi found Ruth to be a sweet companion instead of an obsessive stalker, so they went back to Bethlehem together. When Naomi got back to Bethlehem, she decided to reinvent herself and told everyone to call her Mara because the Lord dealt harshly with her. You know, with all she went through, she deserved to have a dramatic moment like that. While they were living in Bethlehem, Ruth worked hard gleaning fields to get grain for food. One day, she ran into a prominent rich man named Boaz, who gave her special privileges in his field. It turned out that Boaz was related to Naomi's late husband, which meant that he had an obligation to marry Ruth as her next of kin. So Naomi came up with a plan to get some security for Ruth. She told her to wait until Boaz was asleep and then to lie down at his feet. It was certainly a unique way to suggest a marriage proposal. So Ruth went through with the plan, and it worked. He just had to check with one more kinsman before he could marry Ruth. Apparently, Ruth wasn't this guy's type, so he renounced his claim on her. Ruth and Boaz were married, and they had a son named Obed, who became the grandfather of King David. And that's the end.